Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. This is the Deal It Up challenge time. When you watch this, I should be coming home from hospital on this day that you see this. If you're familiar with the Deal It Up challenge, you may notice it's a little bit different on my desk today. I was going to do 4 prompts and then it occurred to me I can switch it up in a different way. I can do 3 prompts still, but just change the decks of cards or the groups of cards that I'm pulling from. So we're going to have 2 of our regular ones and our blue deck here. And let's see what happens. So the ones I've removed are the, what do you call them? Materials, I guess, that we would add or use. So I've removed that one from the equation, and let's see what we end up with. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but let's have a play and see. Because we can always add those other things in. Just because they're not in the prompt doesn't mean we can't use them. So let's go here. Rectangle pocket. Okay, it's not long since we had this one, but that's okay. When you're working only with 12 or 13 prompts per set, you do have repeats, and that's why I think introducing that whole deck, the 52 cards, just gives it a little freshness and stops the whole thing going stale. At least that's what I think. Okay, let's go. This one, favorite color. Awesome. Always fun to work with your favorite color, isn't it? Because it's your favorite. And if you don't have a favorite, just choose whatever color you feel like working with on the day. Because I know it's hard to choose a favorite color. I love lots, well, almost all colors, but my favorite is deep red. I'm not sure if I've got anything deep red to work with, but I do have my ruby red Posca, so that probably will come out to play. Okay, and which card to choose from this huge big pile? Let's go this one. A bird or birds? Okay, that's totally doable, isn't it? Right, so we've got our 3 prompts. A rectangle pocket, a favorite color, so my ruby red Posca, and a bird or birds. So let's start off with the base, of course. My usual go-to. Oh, this is a big one. This is a different book page. Do I want one that big? Let's test it on a page. It's a nice big one, isn't it? I might trim it down just slightly because I don't want to go right to the spine with a pocket. So I'm just, where it's got this curved corner, I'm going to cut it down there. But I think I'll leave it the full height because that's kind of fun. Right, let's trim off this side. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. If I'm honest, I'm also thinking, hope I'm having a wonderful day. I hope I'm feeling ready to go home. And yeah, and then that's another whole ball game once I get home, is how I'm going to manage at home. Our house is not really conducive to certain things. It's an old house, so the doorways aren't too bad, I guess, in terms of width. And we've got a huge wide hallway, but there's lots of tight corners, so I don't know yet what I'll be using, whether I'll be able to manage crutches. And I can't kneel, so I can't use one of those kneely scooter things, which leaves basically a wheelchair, and I don't know if we'll be able to navigate round inside with a wheelchair. And this is part of why I've been freaking out so much, is the actual aftermath of the operation, is how I'm going to manage just everyday life. And hubby's taking the whole week off after the operation, so the full week. Monday is actually a public holiday, but he's taking the rest of the week off just to settle me in, look after me, and make sure that I can, do things like go to the bathroom and things like that, because there's steps to get to our bathroom, which is not ideal when you're mobility impaired. And our shower is over a bath, so that's another awkward thing. I just don't know how it's going to work. Anyway, I don't need to belabor the point and give you all the rundown on what I'm freaking out about. Just enough to know that I am freaking out a little bit still. Okay, let's get back to our task here. By the time you watch this, everything hopefully will be sorted in terms of the plans. What the hospital are going to do for me, with me, what they'll provide, how I'm going to manage. There'll be some sort of game plan. They won't just send me home and leave me to it. There'll be a game plan. Probably an occupational therapist involved, just to make sure that, can cope at home, because they don't want you back in hospital. Ooh, this is a bit of a printable that I used in my design team project that's coming out this Thursday. So, well, when I say this Thursday when I'm recording this, not this Thursday according to when you see this video. I hope that makes sense. Do they match? Not sure they do. I think I'm kind of going down a pink direction for this. I'm just pulling things out of my packet. I'm not pulling my packet up to... Okay, I'm thinking this one's not really gelling with me at the moment. This I did not cut out very well. So let's get this bit of white. And this digital here is one from my vintage floral kit on Etsy. Let's tear a bit off. Quite like, it's got a definition of lilac because the page is obviously featuring lilacs, and I've got the definition on there. Okay, let's start with that. And I don't know why I'm going with pink, except that I think the red will, the red will show up really nicely. Right, let's glue this on. Oh, that's the wrong glue stick. That one is basically done. I'm scraping out the residue with a palette knife and using it. That's why it's still on my desk. But I do that when I'm not recording, because you don't need to see me fiddling around trying to get the glue out of the plastic bit. Okay, there. Darn it, I should have done this around the other way so that the folded edge was at the top of the pocket, but never mind. We're off and racing now, so it is what it is. So two totally different styles here, the wee suitcases and the floral, but I don't care. This most likely will go in my journal. I like putting the Deal It Up Challenge things in my journal rather than in journals I sell, because then I get to keep them and I can do whatever makes me happy, not with an eye to, what's perfect or suitable to go in a journal for sale, or works with one I'm making or planning on making, those sorts of things. This way I can just have fun and keep it forever in my journal. Okay, so something up here. What else have I got that will work? Here we go. Just a little bit of stamped pink paper. Now I was testing my foam stamps on. Don't think that's particularly straight, but we can make it a bit straighter when we've have glued it down. I don't think I need it quite that deep. Let's take a smaller snippet. Yep. My page is already gluey. Can't even get the paper off the top of it. So let me know in comments what your favourite colour is, what colour you will be working with. Whether you do this project or not, what colour would you use? I always think it's interesting to find out what people's favourite colours are. But red's the best. Okay, I don't need to back this, of course, because it's a pocket. So yay, we can save that step. That scrap can go in my little pottle. Okay, so we have our base done. Awesome. I want to give it a thumb notch, because why not? Good solid layers there to cut through. So I've got a thumb notch. Let's give it some ink. And actually I might round the bottom corners just for a change. I don't usually round the corners on pockets, but it is quite a nice variance to do so. And this is a deep pocket, so I feel like I've got, you know, plenty of real estate there to do that with. Okay, so a bird or birds? Let's grab out my birds. Kind of was wondering about more of a cartoony bird, but I'm not sure where one is, so I'm just going to go with my lovely bird images here and see what we might like. So we've got quite a big area here. We can probably put something reasonably large. I do like this one. Well, that's got a, looks like it might be a spider, and I don't like spiders. No, it looks like it might be a wing, so some sort of bug, but it's not really making. Oh, this one's got red on it. How about that? Let's go with that one. Or three. There's actually three there. The male, the female, and the baby. Bit of book page, I think. Or music. Let's try music. Oh, there's 2 layers there. Oops, did not realize. Only need one. His little legs are cut off, so we might need to, and this one doesn't have any legs at all. So without the background, it's kind of not really making sense to me, actually. I think I'm going to lose the female, and I can probably salvage her to use on something else where the missing bit of her breast and her legs missing kind of get obscured. Not sure. I'm going to keep it anyway. I'll put it back in the box. And then this little chick is covering Daddy's legs, so we don't get all of Daddy's legs either. But I think I'm going to trim off Baby and salvage Baby as well. Baby can definitely be used. And then we just need to put a label or something so that it disguises the legs. It says happy, happy, happy. Kind of like it better this side. Yes, I do. Okay, commit to that. Covering up part of their definition, which is fine. There we go. And I don't think I'm going to distress around our birdie fellow. Just need to angle him properly so that his tail doesn't fly off the end, and then I'd have to snip his tail. Get the little beak. He is a very fine fellow, isn't he, this bird? Resplendent in his plumage. How's that for bringing out all the big words? I don't know whether you've noticed the language I use in my video. I tend to use big words quite often when I can actually speak them properly, which is another issue, because I'm also a writer. I haven't done much in the way of writing for years, since I took up journaling, really, or making journals. But I love language, and I love words, and I love using our beautiful language because it's rich and full of colour and options. And, you know, they say don't use big words where a simple word would do. But I think that's a real disservice to those beautiful, long, big, complicated words, because they're beautiful and they're interesting and fun. So I love using them. So if you have noticed that in my videos I come out with some big words, it's because I just love them. I love using them. So I don't want to ignore a segment of our English language just because it's better to use simple language in some trains of thought. In my train of thought, I love using those lovely words. Label. Or just had another thought. Rather than a label, do we want a postage stamp? Got some red ones here. I know they're not kind of like the deep red that I love, but... Or is it too bright? That might be too bright. Sort of taking over a little bit. Bangladesh. There's a little Bangladesh stamp here. Goodness knows where I got these from. I think from my mum. Out of the ones that my mum gave me. They get interesting mail from all sorts of places. Just cutting down that backing paper. That's quite a cute little stamp. Bangladesh Gas. Okay, so it's a little gas, oh, what do they call them? The framework where they pump out the natural gas. Thinking maybe do I want another stamp with that? Got some USA ones. Just like do a little cluster. I like the size of these stamps. They're a nice wee size. And there's a New Zealand one with a moth on it. Don't mind me fiddling around here. I like that. It's just something a little bit different to what I would normally do. Okay, so pop this one down first. So 3 different countries in our stamps. And the US one. Yep. And then our little, this one's got backing paper on it, so it's a little bit heavier. And I think I'm just going to use tacky glue just to make sure it sticks down nicely. And then it's like he's sitting with his legs behind the stamps, because he was only just a little stump of his leg showing. So now there's even less of his leg showing. Cool. Okay, liking that. I do feel like I need a label up here. I don't think I have any in the red. So let's see if we can go perhaps neutral-ish. We've got yellow in the bird. We could try just a quite plain. Something like that. Ooh, I like this one. If I can get it, I might need tweezers. These are from graphicalmuse.com, those ones. But I like this one. Secret of Wealth, Inquire Within. That one's from 9 of Crones on Etsy. I like that one. Just tickles me. So I'm going to go with it. Okay. Just because. Right. I will ink up this. It's got green in it, but that's okay. It kind of ties in with the suitcases. And there's that sort of colour in the tail of the bird as well. So this is my last day at home. I'm going to try and get a few videos done today, but there will be gaps, for which I apologise, and hopefully it won't be too long, maybe a couple of weeks before I'm sort of starting to get back into normal, but I won't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. Okay, so now we want to incorporate our red, because, you know, we've got this red here, but I want more red. It's my favourite colour. I want more of it. And I'm also going to have a sip of my coffee, which is slightly warm-ish. Okay, I'm not sure what I want to do with the Posca. What do I want to do? Okay, I think for a start, I'm just going to draw a frame around our label. Just a loose, sketchy frame. And just maybe some dots. Random. And then maybe some bigger ones. Oops. Where does one stop? When one gets bored of doing it? I don't know, maybe. Okay, we have our favourite colour. And that's it. I'm really happy with that. I think that's going to be a fun piece in my journal where I can tuck in some bits and pieces. Who knows, maybe it will be even used for the time I'm in hospital. I may collect up various bits and pieces that I will need to pop in a pocket. So thanks so much for joining me for today's challenge video. I hope you give it a go if you haven't already. These challenges are just a bit of fun. Kickstart your week with something creative and make something to go in your journal or in a journal you're making, or to send as happy mail even. You know, people love a bit of happy mail, whether it's a pocket, a tag or whatever, but today it's a rectangle pocket. I'd love to see what you make, so if you would like to pop a photo in Visual Vibes on Facebook or tag me on Instagram, all the links are down below in the description box, and you may see a guest one of these from the beautiful Lydia from February and June. She's going to do some videos for me, so not sure which ones apart from Trashcraft Tuesday. She will also be linked in the description box, so go and check out her channel. Any videos she does do for me will be on my channel, but I'd love for you to go and support her as well because she's just a wonderful human being. So that's it for today. Take care everybody, and I'll see you back real soon. Bye.